Good morning again, guys. All right. I want to bring something up that is nowhere on the national news. Not CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, the LA Times, the Chicago Tribune, pick something, okay? It is nowhere. And no, I'm not talking about the shooting in Uvalde, Texas. I'm talking about what happened in Charleston, West Virginia yesterday. This is exactly why the policies in Washington are completely FUBAR. Did you see the other day with Beto O'Rourke, asshole that he is, going up to the press conference where the sheriff down there in Texas was trying to let people know what was going on? Greg Abbott was there, and Beta male O'Rourke was in trying to make a political statement blaming the governor and everything like that. Remember, Beto's running for governor, so he wants to try to make Abbott look bad. Of course, Beto probably just completely submarined his campaign because even Democrats had to admit that was about as tone deaf as you get. That got all sorts of news. The Uvalde shooting got all sorts of news. Another school shooting. And yes, it was a terrible event. Don't get me wrong. Nobody tried to put words in my mouth. All right. But of course, for 2 days now, we have heard gun control, gun control, gun control, gun control. Yep. All right. Charleston, West Virginia yesterday. A guy was driving down the street at a high rate of speed. There was a graduation/birthday party going on at an apartment complex. The cops pulled him over and told him to slow down. There's a bunch of kids around. Okay. The gentleman slowed down, drove away, apparently went home, came back. 37-year-old guy, not some young guy. Parked his car in front of the apartment complex, got out of the car, walked to the back seat, pulled out an AR-15, and started shooting into the apartment complex. Yeah, kids around. Speeding, you get warned for. Shooting at kids. Sound familiar? Shooting at kids. Adults shooting at kids. They're going to bitch about an AR-15. There was a lady who was nearby, licensed concealed carry permit holder, pulled out her pistol, and blew the son of a bitch away. Citizen stopped any. There were 0 injuries from this guy shooting the AR-15. Citizen, with her CCW, killed the guy, and nobody was injured. No kids were hurt. Okay? No tears. I mean, there's fear, but nobody's planning funerals this week. Except maybe the guy's family who was stupid enough to pull out an AR-15 and shoot at a bunch of kids. I want you to watch the police chief here real quick.
Last night there was an event that folks had at the Renaissance housing complex where they were having a graduation/birthday type party with several goers. Many of those were juveniles, and the gunman was allegedly told to slow down as he sped through the area early on in the evening, and he returned with a firearm, the AR-style platform 22 caliber rifle, I believe it was, and fired in the direction of the crowd. And as you said, one of the crowd goers did stop the threat with a weapon that she had on her.
This guy was a felon, multiple felonies on his record. He's been in prison a couple of times, got a propensity for violence. Okay. But somehow he got a AR-15. This is what I want to explain to Washington, criminals don't care about your laws. This guy has been in prison a couple of times. This guy has multiple felonies on his record, right? How did he get a weapon? Oh, I don't know. Gee, because criminals find a way to do it. So, the woman who had a legal firearm with a license to carry it, this is the person you want to take the weapon away from. This is the one you want to give her $50 to go turn her weapon in. If it wasn't for this woman, how many kids would we be mourning this morning in West Virginia? This didn't make the national news at all. Why? It doesn't fit the narrative of the liberal media. It doesn't fit Chuck Schumer's narrative. It doesn't fit Nancy Pelosi's narrative. It doesn't fit the Biden administration narrative. They want to take guns away from law-abiding citizens. Stop and think for a second what would have happened if this woman wouldn't have been there. The investigation's continuing. Okay? They don't know how many rounds this guy had yet, or it hasn't been reported at least. But you can bet eventually he would have hit somebody. Taking weapons away from good people is foolish. Many, many, many times I have said, and a lot of you have agreed with me, some haven't, believe it or not, that in the world in which we live in right now, you're foolish if you leave your house if you aren't armed. You never know when you're going to get hit in that situation. This woman got up yesterday, went about her business, put her pistol in her purse, probably never thinking, yeah, you know what, by the end of the day today, I'm going to have emptied this pistol and have killed a man. Never thought about that. But she was there at the right time with the right tools to solve the problem and do what's right. There are no charges filed against this woman. She should be recognized as a hero. Whether or not she will be, who knows? The local media in West Virginia, in Charleston, all covered this story. The national media, not a peep. Can't find this video on YouTube. Can't find this on any of the websites of any of the major media outlets. Can't find a story in a newspaper, but you can find these stories on the local news. You can find them on Twitter. Okay. Not that there's any video of the guy shooting, but okay, when you get the police chief saying this is what happened, I'd say that's pretty much a verified story. This is the point, guys. This is how crazy the world is. This guy is was a multiple time convicted felon who had a weapon. And yet Joe and the rest of the idiotic left want to disarm the good people. Show how much you appreciate Joe. Go out and buy another box of ammo today and give one of these to the administration. Pinball out.